Thank you for joining us today. If you could please give me your name and what you do.
My name is William Pleau. I am a Oregon licensed chiropractic physician, and I specialize in a type of manual therapy that is broadly referred to as visceral manipulation. I am a
Thanks.
chronic pain specialist.
Oh, wonderful. What do you love about what you do?
What I love about what I do is that I get a chance to help people on a daily basis. That's kind of what motivates me, makes me feel fulfilled, sort of fills my heart with, if you will, is having that experience of helping people, you know. So when somebody comes to me and they have a pain or some sort of problem that's been bothering them and they've
Hmm.
been struggling with, and they've been to other providers and they're not getting the relief they need, if I can make a difference in their life, if they walk away feeling better, if they come back and report to me 2 weeks later that they feel better, that really is very gratifying for me. And yeah, it's I feel very privileged to be able to do what I do. Yeah.
That's really wonderful. I know in previous conversations you and I have had, there's been certain things that kind of set you apart a little bit from other people. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I I started out as a massage therapist about 24 years ago. And I practiced for about 10 years and then decided that I needed to be a chiropractor. And I went to chiropractic college and got my doctorate and my license. And so I've been doing what I do for a long time. And I've looked at the body and at addressing the body with my hands from the perspective of a massage therapist and the perspective of a chiropractor. I have studied and practiced many different methods and technique systems. And the work that I practice now, in my opinion, allows me to make the biggest difference with the least amount of effort, the least amount of discomfort for the patient. I think of it this way. There was a book that came out years ago by, I think it was Malcolm Gladwell. The book was called The Tipping Point. And it was all about how if you can analyze a system and figure out the right place to put just a little bit of input, you can create a really big change that ripples throughout the whole system. And my favorite analogy is if you're flying in a helicopter over a snow-covered mountain, if you could drop a snowball in exactly the right spot, you could create an avalanche with millions of tons of snow crashing down the mountain. Incredible amount of energy produced from just that little snowball. So that's what I attempt to do in the way I address the body. I try to find the tipping point. Where are things the most stuck? Exactly where is the body expending the most energy to try to compensate for something that's not moving like it's supposed to? And then I go and I address that. And the thing that I do that's different than other chiropractors is that I look beyond the muscles and joints. I look at the soft tissues. I look at the vital structures, things like arteries and organs and the big nerves, because those structures need to be flexible and mobile as well. And if they're not, the body will do everything it can to protect them. So if you've got a neck or shoulder that's not moving the way it's supposed to, and you address it by adjusting the joints or massaging the muscles and it doesn't get better, it's usually because there's something vital like a blood vessel or a nerve or an organ that the musculoskeletal system is protecting. So that's my passion, that's my approach, and I think that's what allows me to get results when other providers maybe haven't been able to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I think that I'm like better or I'm doing things better than other people. I think it's just that I'm looking at a different tissue type.
Okay, so you have a kind of just a different approach.
It is a different approach, yeah. And
Yeah.
it doesn't work with everybody, but in my experience, if I can find those people who've tried physical therapy and chiropractic and massage and acupuncture and it's not working for them, there is a reasonable percentage of those people that I can help.
Wonderful.
So that's
That's
my message.
great. And I bet that is very rewarding to have somebody come to you in pain and then have some results that are just phenomenal. So that's
Yeah,
marvelous.
that's what I live for. That's what gets me
Yeah,
out of bed in the morning. Yeah.
that's great. So, what are some of the challenges that you're facing right now, particularly with the coronavirus going around? How has that changed your business?
That's a really good question. So obviously the biggest challenge is I can't address the body with manual therapy if I'm not in the person's presence.
Right.
So the coronavirus being in the community really changes the risk benefit analysis for every patient. When a patient has some sort of symptom and they want to be treated for it, I need to consider what's the risk of them contracting this virus by going out, getting in their car, driving to my office, right?
Right.
And I need to weigh that risk versus the potential benefit they may get from seeing me. How bad are they in pain, right? Are they, could they wait another 6 weeks before they see me? I need to ask that question. Another thing is, does the person have underlying health concerns? Maybe they have emphysema. Maybe they're over the age of 70. I'm a lot less likely to let them come see me at my clinic at this time.
Right.
So that's really the biggest challenge, is that I really need to carefully and honestly, with total transparency to the patient, analyze that risk benefit ratio for every person.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's wonderful that you're putting so much thought into it as well.
We all have to, I think, with this, the way that the COVID-19 has impacted what's going on in our whole economy and every business, we all need to put a lot of thought into what our next steps are.
Absolutely. And have you come up with any creative solutions to helping people during this time without that one-on-one interaction?
I have, yeah. I've used a little bit of telemedicine. I've had a couple of patients whom I was able to, over a Zoom format, I was able to analyze their movement and help develop a corrective movement that they could do as a self-care exercise. Like I had them move your leg this way, move your low back that way, and we found which directional movement produced a reduction in their symptoms, and then that became their exercise. Every 2-3 hours, I want you to do 10 of these. And I was able to get a number of people some pretty good results using that approach. It's more of a classic physical therapy approach. But you know, patients who I couldn't risk having them come to the office, it was at least something I could offer them that would get them some relief.
Right, right. They may not get as much, right. They may not get as much relief as coming to see you, but at least, you know, any pain reduction is better than no pain reduction. So that's wonderful.
Exactly.
Wonderful. And are you offering any like specials or discounts? I mean, I guess we kind of covered how you're adapting a little differently.
Yeah. I do. I have a coupon. If a person mentions this video, if they mention this, and there's a coupon, I'll give them 50% off the initial visit.
Wonderful. That's terrific. Great news. And one last question for you. Is there any piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's just really struggling right now?
You know, I think the best advice for challenging times like this is the best advice for any time, and that is stay in the present moment. Pay attention to what's happening in your life, in your world, in your body, in your loved ones right now, right? Don't worry about the past. You can't change the past. Don't worry about the future because we're not there yet.
Right.
Take care of the right here, right now. That's the present moment has always been my refuge. And in times of crisis and uncertainty like this, that is even more so.
Absolutely. That's beautiful.
Can I back up to your last question?
Absolutely. You bet.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to put an expiration date on that offer.
Absolutely. You bet. You bet.
September 1st, 2020 is a good expiration date for the half price on the initial visit.
You bet. Thanks for clarifying that. I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us before we conclude?
You know, I'm really excited to have this conversation, Lisa. I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about what L&M Business Consulting does, and you know, I see the potential for a relationship moving forward. And you know, I have a lot of gratitude. I have a lot of things in my life to be thankful for, and this opportunity you've given me to talk a little bit about myself is definitely one of those things. So thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm grateful for you taking the time and to visit with me as well. This has been great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Take care and have a great day.
Bye.